Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you, and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. In this video, I'm going to be answering a bunch of your questions about Battlefront 2, other Star Wars games, and Star Wars in general. If you've not seen a video like this from me, on my channel every month or so I do a video like this where I take your questions from the community tab or the Discord server and answer them. I try and stay away from future Battlefront 2 content questions because I've likely answered them before or DICE have given us a definitive answer on them. And there is so much stuff we could see come to Battlefront 2 that we want to see come to Battlefront 2. There is just too many questions to answer. So without further ado, let's get into the questions this time round. And the first one is from Daniel Smith. And he's asking, what skin would I like to see come to Battlefront 2, but it would be the last skin to be added? I can't have any more after that. And this is a really interesting question. I've not seen this asked before. So I think this skin should be a dark side hero skin because they are lacking them. And it would have to be for a hero that doesn't already have a skin because otherwise, what is the point? This is the last chance to have a skin added to the game. And I am torn between two different skins, either the Robot Legs Maul skin or a Battle Damage Darth Vader skin. For me, it would make more sense to see a Darth Maul skin because it completely changes the look of him from his legs to his torso and even his horns. But a Battle Damage Darth Vader skin would look so cool. I think I'm going to have to go with the Darth Maul skin. Darth Maul has been neglected. He's still not got a skin, which is a real disappointment. The next question is from Nick Pellioni, and he asks, what would be realistic to hope for in terms of future content February through to June? Now, I picked this question about future content because he's about realistic stuff here. And this is where I always try to think when I'm talking about Battlefront 2 and future content. I think February will be a quiet month because January is going to have new heroes, sequel trilogy, instant action, so I wouldn't expect much in Feb. But in March, I feel like we will get an original trilogy update featuring maybe a couple of skins for the Empire, something along those lines. And then April, I think, will be a quiet month. And then moving on to May, it will be the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, plus May the 4th. So I think we will get some content from that film. Then moving on to June, I think this month will be a little bit quiet in terms of the content front, but EA Play will see some big announcements, much like we did last time, which saw the announcement of Felucia, then we had the TX-130, Droidekas, and more. I think Clone Wars content will be coming as well after we've had some original trilogy content. The final season will have ended and DICE will be able to take a look and continue working on the Clone Wars. Now for a question from the Discord server, and if you want to join my Discord server, please do. There will be a link down in the description below so you can click that after you've watched this video. So Fives asks, what game mode would you want to come to Battlefront 2? I think Battlefront 2 has a solid amount of various game modes. There isn't too many, there isn't too little, and they each have a different offering, especially with Capital Supremacy compared to Heroes vs Villains to Starfighter Assault. I personally think a new type of hunt mode would be cool, replacing Ewok Hunt or going alongside it. One in a different era, one with a completely different new type of creature. That would be really cool and interesting to see. A different map would be very nice to see as well. But Hero Hunt from the first Battlefront game would be very interesting as well. It has a lot of love. It was quite a niche game mode. It was mostly played by a certain type of player. But if it was to come to this game, because of the amount of new heroes in this game, it could be very intriguing to see how it plays out. I wasn't a huge fan of that game mode back when it came out, but I really enjoyed it in the latter half of the Battlefront 2015 life cycle. I'm not sure about completely new game modes. I think older game modes with some tweaks would make the most sense because we've got the big game mode that is Capital Supremacy and Galactic Assault and Starfighter Assault. We have the smaller modes like Heroes vs Villains, Hero Showdown and Strike. I don't think we need a completely original game mode to go in either of those categories. BJ22 asked a question I've seen a lot recently, and it's what I've answered in past Q&As, but things have changed a lot in the past few weeks. So how long do you think Battlefront 2's lifetime will last? Well, now if you would have asked me a few months ago how long it would have lasted, I would be cautiously optimistic, but it would all be riding on the success during the Christmas period. And Battlefront 2 has absolutely exploded in the past few weeks, from the release of the Rise of Skywalker content and that trailer, to Christmas happening, the Celebration Edition, and the film releasing. So many people have taken notice of this game, come back to the game, bought the game. It's huge, and this really stems well for the future of Battlefront 2 going into this year. I knew DICE would be doing a bunch of content for the first half of this year because they showed no signs of slowing down, but I wasn't sure about the latter half of 2020. But if this momentum sustains for quite some time and it keeps a very healthy player base and a bunch of people interested in the game, it gives EA and DICE all the more reason to continue making the game. And who knows, with the new generation of consoles just around the corner, I think we could be getting content through 2021. That is a dream, but it's entirely possible, seeing as Battlefront 3 is not going to happen. A few of you guys asked, would you like to see expanded universe, Old Republic content in the game? And as much as I would like to see it, it's just not going to happen, and we actually have a bit of an update on this. There was a lot of talk about the upcoming film trilogy starting in 2022 being set in the Old Republic, but multiple credible sources from MakingStarWars.com are saying it's going to be set in the High Republic era, which is 400 years prior to the Phantom Menace, and the Old Republic era is 25,000 to 1,000 years prior to that film, meaning it's not going to be Old Republic. And it looks like Lucasfilm aren't ready to explore the Old Republic era in canon so much at this moment in time, meaning any Old Republic content coming to Battlefront 2 is next to never happening, because pretty much everything in this game is from canon or has been made new canon by DICE because it's original stuff and they've worked closely with Lucasfilm. I just think the Old Republic is an era that Lucasfilm aren't ready to go into yet, which is such a shame, but the High Republic era is one that is a step closer to it. Ender Hero asks, do you think DICE will port everything from Battlefront 2015 to Battlefront 2 when they stop adding content? I don't think so, because they've already said that it takes almost as much time to port over old content from the previous game as it does making new content, which makes them want to just make new content as opposed to bring back old content we've already played. And I respect that decision. I would prefer new stuff over old stuff personally. And I guess there will be very little Battlefront 2015 content ported over, whilst DICE are continuing to support this game with a lot of content throughout this year. It is a good idea that they may do that, but if that happens, then things aren't looking good for the game, and I'd much rather have 2 more years of new stuff than 1 year of new stuff and 1 year of stuff I've played hundreds of hours of back in the original game. Going back even further with Battlefront games, Slizzard's Ceremony, I hope I pronounced that right, that's probably an awful pronunciation, I'm sorry, but they asked, did you play with the older Battlefront games? And I did. One of the first Star Wars games I played was Star Wars Battlefront 2004. I got that, I think maybe in 2005 or 2006, maybe 2006, and then a few months later I got Battlefront 2, and I really wanted a PSP for Rogue Squadron, or Renegade Squadron, forgot the name, and I never got it because it was expensive back then when I was a little kid. And I also wanted the follow-up, which was on the DS, but I never got it. I fell out of Star Wars, I think, around that time after it released, and I just never got it, and I never got a chance to play it. And then I was so excited for Battlefront 3, that never happened, and the wait for Battlefront 2015 was a long one, but well worth it. Seeing as The Rise of Skywalker is out now, it's now time I can answer this question again. Josephina and Seacrest asks, what is your favourite Star Wars movie? Now, I don't agree with ranking films. I don't agree with one favourite film. That's just not me. I can equal films that I like because some films are just as good as others in different ways. And for me, my top Star Wars films are The Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, and Revenge of the Sith. I like them equally. I like them for many different reasons. I can watch any of them anytime. It doesn't matter. They all have their pros and cons, and I really love Empire, A New Hope, Phantom Menace as well, but I just don't enjoy them as the others. But I can safely say those top few are my favourites equally. I don't want to give one of them the best because my mind would change a few seconds later. That is all of the questions I'm going to be answering in this video, but I will be back next month with another video like this after the release of the new heroes and more. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your support in the past few weeks and for coming to the end of this video. Remember to join my Discord server if you haven't already, and comment below your thoughts on anything I've discussed in this video. If you are new around here, be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on for more Battlefront 2 news and videos. And check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen if you did miss them, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.